Thanks a lot. Can I just say one more thing?
Oh God, yes,
We
sure.
didn't really talk about LeBron.
No,
I want to, yeah. I just want to mention my respect for LeBron and Kyrie. They're both just so incredibly hard to guard. Kyrie is probably the best finisher I think I've ever seen as a guard, and it's so impossible to cover. But LeBron, I just want to say how impressive it is that he's gotten so much better from even 4 years ago. Like, you think about, the Spurs series in 2013, the Ray Allen series. Spurs were going underneath on every pick and roll, just begging LeBron to shoot, and that was kind of the flaw in his game. Like, he didn't really trust his jumper. And now you're trying to guard him, and he's making threes from all over the place. He's doing anything he wants offensively. He's got so much more confidence in his game, and I just think it's remarkable that a guy who was already one of the greatest players in the history of the game can get that much better late in his career. And it's important to acknowledge just how good that guy is, how hard he worked, how important he is for the league, how difficult he is to beat. And I just have so much respect for him and what he's done. And in the end, to me, and I'm not old enough to have watched, Bill Russell and those guys, but in the end, it's Michael Jordan and it's LeBron James, and I put those two guys at the top of the heap. And he's still going. I mean, he's right in his prime at 32. It's incredible.
This is CJ with the GOAT Sports Talk. Again, just going into what you've seen already with the video, with Steve Kerr saying that his top two is LeBron and Michael Jordan. Now, of course, he didn't say LeBron was number one, so don't get all messed up. But LeBron and Michael Jordan is the top two players he's ever seen, played with, witnessed, and coached against in his life. And this is after winning the 2017 NBA Finals. Okay? And a lot of what's going on with some of the comments you see on YouTube, on the sports blog, on forums, it's ridiculous. It's a lot of, hating going on against LeBron that just doesn't make any sense sometimes. And, we'll talk about that, man, because the different angles that hate is coming from, we're going to address some of those things and why that hatred is so crazy. Okay. Of course, when you're talking about people that have actually been in the game, you got sports pundits, you got commentators, radio jockeys, the whole nine, and they talk about what they believe and who's the best and who they think is, the greatest, who they think is number one and two, but when you got somebody that actually played with Michael Jordan, won 3 titles with Jordan in the second three-peat with the Bulls, witnessed him practice, witnessed him play the game, played against him, and other times in the league as well. Pretty much, he's seen these type of players before. He's seen the GOAT players, and he's seen what he's seen. He's seen Michael Jordan at 32, when he came back in the league, and he lost to at that particular time, they lost to the Orlando Magic in the 95 Eastern Conference Finals, a time and period in history that has actually been completely almost thrown away by Jordan fans. And me, myself, I'm a major Jordan fan. I actually watched Jordan. I'll talk about some of that as well, and I believe he's still the number one, player of all time. I'm not disputing that at all. I've watched all those DVDs, man. I mean, all those VHSs that a lot of you young whippersnappers don't even know about. You don't even know about VHS. A lot of things, a lot of younger Jordan fans and people that try and hold Jordan at up highly, they've never seen different things. They've never witnessed things live in action. They've never seen certain aspects of the game that a lot of people have seen. Now if you go in with a lot of the older people, like your Stephen A. Smiths and your, whether they're biased or other people they're biased or unbiased against LeBron, or they're for Jordan or whatever, or they're open-minded to what they're seeing with what LeBron's career has been, they'll all say the same thing, that Michael Jordan was the greatest they've seen. Okay, that they've seen at that particular time or up until now, and that's okay. Now the biggest thing with this is that are LeBron haters going to feel with the fact that a man who has actually coached against LeBron in 3 straight NBA finals, has seen him play since he came in the league, and has also played with what many consider the greatest basketball player of all time, to say that's his number 1 and 2. Steve Kerr played against Kobe. Okay, he coached against Kobe. These are things that he's actually done. He's actually seen these things. He's watched film. See, what people don't understand about Steve Kerr is that Steve Kerr has actually watched tape. He, as a head coach, has to analyze tape. How do you stop and slow down LeBron James, who is the best player on Cleveland? And what he's realized in the last 3 series is that it's a hard task. Now, people will talk about, now you got guys like Skip Bayless, who talks about the best LeBron they've ever seen was the one that had to fight for 6 games against the Golden State Warriors for Cleveland, with Matthew Dellavedova as basically his best player, because Kyrie was down and because Kevin Love was down, because of how he shot the ball and he was really aggressive in attacking. But then at the same token, he will use that argument, but then another LeBron hater will come and use the argument against LeBron that he didn't shoot well from the field. And then there'll be this whole narrative that Iguodala stopped him and all this stuff. But then none of those same people that will say that Jordan is the greatest will never talk about his shooting percentage that he shot during the finals against the Seattle Supersonics in '96. I remember that series. I remember not being impressed with the Michael Jordan had played for much of that series, especially towards the tail end of the series. Even though they ended up winning in 6, they were up. You know, they pretty much had control of the series early on, and they put Peyton on him, and he was struggling. But no one will talk about that. Mind you, Jordan and LeBron were about the same age. Jordan had just turned 33 in February, leading up to the finals in '96, and LeBron is another 6 months away from being 33, and with more years, more minutes under his belt. Okay, so these are things that people don't want to look at and talk about when it comes to what Steve Kerr is talking about with LeBron. So again, hey, a lot of people are going to have to, really try and be more unbiased about this stuff and try and look at things a certain way. You got a lot of people moving the goalposts when it comes to arguments, whether it's for or against Jordan, or for or against LeBron, or for or against Kobe or Kevin Durant, whatever it is. Like, these are different players that they talk about, and they're moving the goalposts with each one. You can't do that. And we're going to get to some of that in these topics, man. So again, hey, just wanted to put that out there. You got the sound bite for you yourself. Even Steve Kerr said that the top 2 players he's ever seen in his own eyes, this is him being in professional basketball for well over 2 decades, is Michael Jordan and LeBron James.